Say, I have this fancy maypole from Tachov here if you're interested.
My God! They're going to slit themselves! Nobody's got them this good in years! You're a champ, Henry! As soon as I saw you, I knew you had it in you. I promised you something, didn't I? And I'm a man of my word.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Thanks. Happy to help.
What do you say we pull one more trick, eh? I'd make it worth your while, of course.
All right. Why not?
Great. Now listen up. Let's really ruin their day, shall we?
I'm all ears.
Them Tachovites grazed their sheep near the pasture they took from us. And you're going to scatter their sheep into the woods. What do you say? They'll have to herd them all back. I reckon they'll be proper pissed off.
Look, I get the whole thing with the maypole, but driving off their sheep, isn't that a bit, well, stupid?
Oh, be quiet and listen. Of course, that's not all. Project's beloved son is in charge of the sheep now. You'll make him look like a complete moron.
Project's son?
Aye. Project is in charge there. He gives me the most grief. And they all care about his opinion. If it wasn't for him, this whole pasture thing would have been sorted a long time ago. On top of that, he thinks his son is gifted and that he'll be a bailiff somewhere one day. Nothing will piss him off more than seeing his son be the village idiot.
No, this doesn't sound like such a great plan to me.
Well, it does to me. And don't interrupt me. That's not all. The Tachovites will be doing the worst thing soon. If you manage to drive the sheep through the drying laundry, I reckon they won't be too thrilled about it. I'll even give you an extra reward.
Say, Olbram, how am I supposed to lure away Project's son?
You'll figure it out. Actually, wait. I've got an idea. Slip this into his food, and you'll see.
What will I see?
It's what I give to my cattle for bellyache. Project's lad is going to sit all over himself. And while he's gone, you'll be able to chase off his sheep.
All right. That sounds like a plan. I'm on it.
Great. But same as before, all right? Don't go killing anyone. And don't get caught.
How's it going?
Just like any other day, I reckon. Wait a mo. You were here just before our maypole disappeared.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. I'm sorry someone stole it, but I had nothing to do with that. Just a strange coincidence.
All right. Sorry for accusing you.
How are the sheep? Do you have any trouble with wolves?
Not really. There were a few prowling around recently, but we managed to chase them off. I'm keeping an eye out for them. But other than that, herding is a bloody bore. I come here every day, eat the lunch my sister makes for me, and stare at the sheep.
I've got to go. Take care.
Aye, you too. Take care. Don't fuck with my sheep!
Troublemaker! Do you think
You'll
the
pay
laundry
for that.
washes itself? Out of the damn mud!
I'm done with the sheep.
Ha ha! Great! How did it go? Tell me!
Well, I scattered their sheep like you wanted.
That's perfect!
I also trampled their laundry, like you mentioned.
You did? That must have been quite unpleasant for them. They'll have to start over.
Alshik ran like the wind after I slipped him that specialty of yours.
What a sight that must have been!
Aye. I reckon he's still throwing up.
You've taken care of everything. You deserve a reward. And with a bit on top as well. Like I promised. Since you did such a good job.
Thanks, Oberon.
Don't mention it. You're a handy fella. But you could be even better. With my help, of course. They say I'm a good teacher. And listen, one more thing. We'll be meeting the Tachovites soon to discuss the pasture they stole from us. I'd like you to come with us. If you're not against it, that is.
What could you teach me?
Well, I'd say I've experienced quite a lot in my long interesting life. And now, in my old age, I have much wisdom to share.
Do you have anything specific in mind?
I could help you with the craftsmanship. You know, like when you're going to make something. I also spent a lot of time with animals as a child.
So, what else do you have in store for those Tachovites?
I'll tell you, friend. We're going to meet the Tachovites in our pasture and try to sort it out. And if we don't get through to them, we'll kick their arses. Will you come with us?
Why not? I've already stolen a maypole and scattered some sheep.
You will? You're really in it with us up to your ears. But I reckon it won't be much fun this time. We meet in the pasture regularly, and it's always the same. I try to explain everything to Project, but he doesn't listen to me. The thieving thief! I suppose we'll fight then. Don't worry. When the Tachovites see you, they won't want to mess with us.
Wouldn't you and Project rather make up? You've had the pasture split in half for years, and it's worked so far, hasn't it?
You're tracking it down like the Troskowitz Bailiff of Troskowitz. He kept wanting to get involved. But to say the pasture ours in front of the Tachovites, that he won't do.
Well, what if I talk to him? Maybe I can convince him to help us.
I wouldn't bet on it. Last time, he told me and Project he'd put us in the stocks if we keep bothering him.
You know what? I'll go have a talk with Thrush. Would you wait for me for a bit?
All right, but be quick. And don't you dare team up with them Tachovites.
I came because of the arguments between Tachov and Zhelejov.
Kuva, what happened this time? Did old Bram piss in Project's ale barrels again like last year?
No, but they're getting ready to meet up and beat each other up.
Let them do it then! Maybe a few knocks to the skull will do them good, and they'll leave me alone.
How did the arguments between the Tachovites and Zhelejovates start, anyway?
What do I know? I was a young lad back then, but it's all because of that bloody pasture. Both villages claim that it belongs to them, but nobody has any evidence. So they split it in half, but neither side is particularly happy about it.
Well, you wouldn't let them fight over nothing, would you? Does nobody know who the bloody pasture belongs to?
Nobody who could be trusted not to be making it up. After all, what business is it of mine? Let them kill each other for all I care. Worst case, I'll have to clap them all in the pillory. That should sort them out.
I'm sure you have enough worries as is. And the Tachovites and Zhelejovates are just wasting your time. Wouldn't it be worth it to sort it out?
That it would. Bandits are running wild. My daughter is leaving the house. I don't have time for those morons right now. How the fuck am I supposed to find out who the pasture belongs to? I looked in the Chronicle. Things like that tend to be there. but Bailiff Brada, who was here before me, must have been a lunatic. You'd have to be mad to make any sense of that book.
Then let me have a look. I may not be mad, but maybe I'll find something you overlooked. You won't have to worry about anything.
You want to touch such a rare book with those filthy peasant hands? Have you lost your mind?
Filthy peasant hands? Do you know how many books I've read? And I never fold corners. If there's anything actually useful in the Chronicle, I'll find it.
Fine, have it your way. Maybe you'll manage to make some sense of Brada's bullshit. But if I find out you've even opened that book too harshly, you'll have me to answer to.
On the table.
This Latin phrase looks important. Otherwise it wouldn't be written in red, would it? Fecit ordinem in region ope claviferae. I should try to find somebody who could translate it for me. I need to translate something from Latin. You're an educated man, aren't you? Would you help me?
Why not? It's nice to see simple folk wanting to get educated. What is it you need translated?
Fecit ordinem in regione ope claviferae.
That's definitely Latin, but what could it mean? In regione is obvious. That's in the country or region. Fecit ordinem is something like to bring order. And claviferae means iron spike or maybe nail. So, brought order to the region with the help of an iron nail. Where did you hear that nonsense?
That's not important. The main thing is I know what it means, and hopefully it'll help me in my work. Thank you.
Till we meet again.
Ah, here's the damn nail. Right in the middle of the pasture. Olbram and Prochek won't be happy. I finally found the damn border between the Tachov and Zhelejov parts of the pasture.
How the hell did you manage that?
I found it in that chronicle of yours. It wasn't easy, but we can finally put an end to all that endless fighting.
About fucking time. So then, are you sure you found the right place?
Definitely. Bailiff Brada took iron nails and used them to mark the border so that people wouldn't forget where it is. One of them is in the oak tree on the pasture.
That's nice of him and all, but he could have fucking told somebody about it. Who can make sense of those writings of his? At least old Bram and Project will leave us alone now. Go to them, and when you all meet in the pasture, I'll ride over and settle this nonsense once and for all. And if those two start arguing again, I'll be hammering nails into their arses instead of trees.
All right, I'm ready now. Let's go to the pasture and have a word with the Tachovites.
Excellent. Come, let's tell the others, and we'll send for the fucker project.
Well, Zhelejovates, did you miss us?
Of course they did. I reckon they hardly slept a wink.
Can you blame them? I'd rather come and get a beating than hang around in Zhelejov too.
You see? They're provoking us again. There's no use trying to negotiate with them.
There's nothing to negotiate, old man. The pasture is ours, and that's final.
Bullshit! You know right well that I got smacked around as a child in that orchard, right over there.
You know what? Now you'll get smacked around here too.
Enough! Does anybody here have anything better to do?
Trust? What are you doing here?
This shouldn't concern you, Bailiff. We'll just beat those bastards' arses and go home.
Don't you think there's been enough fighting and nonsense?
I won't tolerate this nonsense in my territory.
Tell that to the Zhelejovates. Maybe they'll finally get it into their thick heads that this pasture is ours.
In your dreams, you Tachovite swine!
Kurva! Be quiet already!
You're both wrong. The pasture is split in half. From here to that oak over there is Zhelejov property, and from the oak on it belongs to Tachov.
We're supposed to share with them? Pah!
How do you know? You're not even from around here.
But unlike you, yokels, he can read. It's all there, black on white, in the Troskowitz Chronicle. So you'll obey it and finally give it a rest.
They've done so much to hurt us. They should have to make it up to us. Make them pay.
None of that. They're the ones always provoking us. You know what? Let's give them a nice final bashing.
Knock it off already. Haven't you had enough of all this senseless arguing over the years? All those worthless problems and wasted time? Can't you just shake hands and make up?
That's right. From this point forward, this dispute is over. And if I hear about anyone causing trouble again, I'll have you all clapped in the pillory. Together. Now pack up and go home.
Well, Grandpa, are you satisfied?
Kurva. Not in the slightest. Are you?
No.
Well, at least
Greetings.
it's fair. But I'd still rather punch you in the face.
Don't you worry. I'm sure we'll find a reason to fight again soon enough. Otherwise, it'd be an awful bore around here, eh?
Well said.
Greetings. See you soon, my friend.
Now, I hope the Tachovites and Zhelejovates won't be at each other's throats for a while.
I can hardly believe it. I'm sure Lord von Berghoff will be delighted with how I handled it.
How you handled it?
Aye? With a little help from you. True enough. It's nice that someone deals with problems instead of making more for a change.
Don't mention it.
Leave it off. We've got our good name back. Since you did so well with the Chronicle, I have another book of knowledge for you. I didn't get much out of it myself, but maybe you'll find something revealing in it. That's a damn fine reward, don't you think?
My word. Thank you.